How's it going, bros? Today a new patch for HoN has been released, and although there's some Christmas stuff going on, I only make these kind of videos for the balance changes, and that's what I will tell you about, so pretty much all you have to know about the hero changes. So, let's begin. First of all, we have a change to Dampier and his ultimate, so now it always gains at least one charge no matter what, even if you don't kill the unit. So basically you now no longer have to kill the unit, and you can even use it on a hero and you will still gain one charge or one essence, whatever it's called. I just call it charges. So if you kill a hero with it, you still get the 3 charges, but now simply using the skill will be enough to gain a charge. So that's definitely a buff to Dampier, and are really good at that. The main problem with Dampier is after you die, it becomes so hard to get the charges. So realistically, what this will impact is when you go and let's say farm on creeps in the jungle or somewhere, you can use your ultimate right away so that you can kill the creeps faster and not wait till they're red health and potentially waste some damage. So yeah, buff to Dampier, and really interesting one. Should be much easier to gain charges, so hopefully the hero will become a bit stronger. Yes, I think this buff was deserved. I kind of think that Dampier needs some help. Next, we have a buff to Gunblade. So his ultimate is now physical. What that means is that simply it will go through Magic Community, and it will be blocked by things like Void Talisman. If you don't know, Void Talisman is this item. So going through Magic Community, let's see, Accursed uses a Shrunken Head here, and the ultimate still works. His first skill is also physical damage, so that works as well. So basically a buff to Gunblade, because not many heroes by far have physical immunity. Very few, actually. I think only the item gives physical immunity. But yeah, buff to Gunblade. He's more of an anti-carry, I would say, hero now, and he's an option you can pick against heroes that potentially get a Shrunken Head to get their full ultimate off, like for example Tempest. His ultimate can now be cancelled. Someone is writing me messages, but that's okay, that's fine guys. Sorry, we're continuing with this. So heroes like a Succubus with a Shrunken Head perhaps can now everything be cancelled, so that's a really interesting buff to Gunblade. I kind of liked the idea that one of my viewers gave me, and that is to make his third skill work on creeps. I think that would be an interesting buff to the hero, because he kind of seems lacking. This will make him kind of more of a utility hero, where you pick him up, and you can cancel nasty stuff, even through a Shrunken Head. So, other than that, I still find him kind of a weird carry. If you want a melee carry, just pick a melee one, I suppose. But yeah, we'll see how this works. Definitely a deserved buff nonetheless, and definitely a step in the right direction. So next, a small change to Geomancer. His first skill, Dig, now has a lower mana cost on lower levels. So instead of being 120 mana always, it's now 90 mana on level 1 and goes up to 120 on level 4. So to me, that actually makes a difference, because my build, I like to go as I go for my stun first, because, well, let's face it, the stun and a good escape mechanism, but then I prefer to max out my E, so I go 2 levels in E, then my stun again, then E on level 5, R, and then E on level 4, and basically I harass with my third skill, the E, because once the enemy gets decent movement speed like Ghost Marchers or Steam Boots, this skill becomes quite ineffective, and it's the most effective early game. That's when it deals the most damage, so that's why I max it out, and this kind of makes this build stronger, because I have less levels put in Q, and that means I have more mana to cast. Simple. A good buff to Geomancer. I think everyone will agree that Geomancer needs a buff, although I do think that the hero is good. Next we have a change, a really small change to Pandemonium, or Tigermonium, which is awesome by the way. I love it. His second skill now deals a small tiny bit of amount of damage. I'm pretty sure it's impossible to kill anyone with this damage, but what it does is it prevents portal keys and mana potions and health potions and whatnot. So yeah, just basically a bit of damage so that the skill cancels stuff. So if I use it on a Accursed here and throw him, you can see that his portal key is on cooldown. It doesn't show because I'm not controlling Accursed, but you could see that I collected my portal key and it wasn't used. So cooldowns don't work properly on heroes that are from the enemy team in practice mode. But yeah, it cancels portal keys now, the second skill of Panda. So kind of buff. Panda definitely needs it. Panda needs buffs. I don't know, either I'm really bad at Panda or he needs buffs. He deals okay damage, but he needs so much mana to deal that damage. And if you go for mana regen items, then you have no gold left for damage items. So yeah, definitely a deserved buff to a skill that is so easy to dodge and with so many skills. So Next, kind of a low impact change, Pyromancer's third ability now works on illusions. So what it does is it applies a charge on every attack, and illusions will simply apply a charge on every 3 attacks. So just to show you, you can see that now 2 charges, 3 charges. So yeah, illusions now apply the damage over time from your third skill. So what this means is that it does not by any means make Geomancer's Bane a viable build on Pyromancer. Geomancer's Bane is pretty terrible in Pyromancer. What it does is it makes Pyromancer a little bit better if you happen to find an illusion rune. Simple as that. And you happen to have your third skill level, which won't be often, but I like to get it at least once for the movement and attack speed boost. And I max out my W. That's my build. You can go for your build, but just a note that later in the game, of course, this won't be as effective because, yeah, illusions are not that effective late game on heroes like Pyromancer. But yeah, Geomancer's Bane, not a viable build, but makes illusions stronger. Perhaps some kind of early ganking will become possible if you level your third skill and just roam with Pyromancer and get a lucky illusion rune. Last changes to Vindicator. Basically, his ultimate no longer costs a ridiculous amount of mana. It's now lower mana cost, and kind of makes my support, semi-support as I call it, Vindicator build viable. Basically, the semi-support build, what it does is I go for support items like Tablet of Command and whatnot, and if I get enough items, I eventually kind of transfer from being a support into being a carry, because Vindicator just naturally deals a lot of damage if he happens to get some intelligence. And yeah, just Vindicator, a buff to Vindicator, he definitely needs it. I mean, I think everyone will agree Vindicator is not the best hero. He's a really good carry, but he even potentially deals a lot of damage early game, but just like lack of stuns, like proper stuns, and lack of an escape mechanism and being squishy just contributes so much to this hero being weak. And of course this is a buff, and of course I definitely agree with it. So that's kind of all the changes. So just to recap, Dampier, his ultimate now always gives you charges if you just use it. No need to kill anyone anymore. Gunblade's ultimate now goes through Shrunken Head, magic community, so it's physical damage now. Geomancer's first skill costs less mana on lower levels. Pandemonium's second skill now cancels stuff like health potions and portal keys. Pyromancer's illusions now benefit from his third skill passive, which is kind of more of a consistency fix, I think, than a buff to Pyromancer. And Vindicator's ultimate now costs less mana, and I agree with pretty much all of these changes, so hope you guys are gonna enjoy HoN. And I don't know, is it early to say Merry Christmas? Yeah, Happy Holidays, whatever. Hope you're done with your exams. See ya.